Hi all, Happy New Year. Welcome to the winter quarter. I'm excited to continue exploring theories with you in our second part of this course. You'll notice that much of the course is the same. I've made a couple tweaks for our online part, and there is an additional assignment that's new, and I'll talk to you about that. But just to begin, Jacelyn will be the TA this quarter, and she will mostly be joining us for our online content. So you'll expect to see her in our discussion boards and facilitating some of that discussion and helping me with some grading. So if you have any questions for her, of course, feel free to reach out to her. Her Drexel email is listed there on the first page of the syllabus. Just to continue on, it's the same course description, same objectives. All this continues to be the same. We will continue to use the same textbook, and for any theories that I didn't have material within the textbook, I've added some articles. And so let's talk about what we'll be doing in terms of assignments. So participation and attendance, 20%. There are 3 discussion posts. They're each going to be weighted at 8%, and I will grade them separately as one whole chunk. You have a theory statement that I'm going to ask you to develop, and the final poster for a CBT related theory, or one that we cover over the course of this quarter. I did get some feedback in terms of what you wanted to see in terms of assignments, and I know that some of you felt it might be too early to engage in writing a theoretical statement, and I completely understand. It's something that you continue to evaluate and critique and revise as you develop within your career. But you really, this is a counseling competency. You have to be able to state one theory that you're going to use within your practice in terms of your counseling educational competencies. And I will just share with you in terms of initial interviews, because guess what? Only one more quarter left after this for many of you. It just flies by. They'll ask you, where have you worked before, what populations, and what's your theoretical orientation? So even if you feel like you're not really grounded in any one particular theory at this time, you need to be able to sort of, fake it till you make it kind of a thing, and be able to speak to how you could draw from a particular theoretical orientation. And within counseling, in terms of educational competencies, you on a very, very basic level are supposed to have, an intermediate, beginning to intermediate understanding of humanistic theory, and at least a basic understanding of one of the CBT theories, which really isn't that complicated. As we dive into CBT this quarter, you'll see, this is very prescribed, and so you can, really follow manuals step by step. And this can be, these theories can be particularly supportive when you need to provide particular tools to clients, right? So if somebody's experiencing anxiety or depression, I will often give them a handout on distorted thinking, and we'll take a look at the different types of distorted thinking and how they see themselves engaging in that type of thinking. And in terms of using evidence-based approaches, many diagnoses, in particular substance abuse diagnoses, and in Pennsylvania, that's an area where you can get a position without having a license quite yet. And so many people, including myself, start out in the addictions field. You have to do some behavioral interventions. The evidence for treating substance abuse disorders is that it really is an integrative approach, looking at, of course, issues with emotional regulation and connection, but also just sort of basic behaviors in terms of preventing, engaging in relapse prevention, helping with social skill development. Sometimes you have to help clients, just learn basic hygiene skills. So this is where CBT, cognitive behavioral approaches, can be really helpful. So I ask you to bear with me through this and make sure that you come out with at least one document that will state what theoretical orientation you work from so that you'll have that in your back pocket. It will make you more marketable and is a counseling competency. So we will continue to run this section of the course as a hybrid. Again, we will have the classroom available, 601A and 3 Parkway, available to us even when we are not meeting. So if you want to use the classroom to do homework, or if you want help with any of the assignments, I'm happy to come down and talk with you, of course, about any of the material further. It'll be the same class participation. We'll be professional and collegial with each other. I decided to take out a video assignment for this quarter because we are really going to focus on applied work in the classroom. So last quarter I had to kind of adapt some of the calendar, quite honestly, because of all the conferences and things that happen in the fall. And this quarter we can really keep it every other class will have online or a land-based session. And so the online session will really focus on didactic learning. So, what are the concepts of CBT? You'll learn that through articles, videos, websites, the textbook. And then when you come to class, I'll give you, maybe like a very short reminder of the major concepts, because we'll be doing some mind mapping. So we continue to work on integrative, working towards your having an understanding of what it means to take an integrative approach, and really making that practical to your work. And so I will do sort of a little reminder in the beginning of class, and then we will go right into applied learning and do as much of that as possible. Okay, so same deal in terms of attendance and participation, same rubric, discussion board, assignment. This I changed up a little bit. I got some feedback, and I, again, very grateful for the feedback. It helps me to design the course that, just the videos, some of them were a little long, and, that they could be adapted a little bit. So here's what I've done for the discussion post. Again, I really want this quarter for you to be focused on doing a lot of reflection about what theories you might use, how you might use them, and how that's a reflection of who you are as a clinician. This will really help you in terms of providing an informed consent for your client. So the 3 discussion posts, I'll ask you the same 4 questions. How does this theory fit with your beliefs? In what ways might this approach, work or not work for you as a counselor? What kinds of issues or clients might this theory seem to work best for? And then how might this work with your specialty? And number 4 is really a self-reflective question. I certainly encourage you to dive into the literature. It will make you a stronger clinician. But again, that one in particular is more for you to start thinking about how you might connect your dance, movement, music, and art ideas with what you're learning with your counseling ideas, to provide that a little more self-reflection there. But 1 through 3, I want to see that you're citing some of the learning resources that I've provided each week. Again, you'll be expected to reply to 2 of your peers in a collegial manner, but you are not expected to have citations unless, of course, you're citing something from a particular site. So that'll be more discussion focused, less academically oriented discussion, I guess you could say. But I hope that you'll use these discussion boards to really think critically about how you can start to integrate theory. It's really how we'll all work as clinicians in the future. So then we have the theoretical statement, and I have some guiding questions here for you, and I've also provided some links in Blackboard of examples of what this might look like. And this is really personalized, and so you may or may not have citations, and what you may or may have 1 or more theories. Again, this is about what you're going to be communicating to clients, and I want this to be a supportive professional development tool. When I did this within my own program, I was then able to take this statement and place it right onto my professional website, which is important for you to have. So we can continue to take a look at this. In week 7, the discussion board will ask you to do an outline of your poster. And so that'll just be a part of the week 7 discussion. So you can just go ahead, same kind of information, and we'll take the same type of approach for the posters. I of course encourage you to think about how your research for this poster might fill a particular gap within your specialty. It certainly will make it easier for you to have one of these posters accepted for a professional conference. And yet it may be important for you to focus on a particular theory and not be filling a gap because you really want to learn that theory well, or using that theory with a particular population well. And so that is absolutely just as fine an approach. But just heads up, week 7, you'll have to post the outline, and Jacelyn and I will reply with feedback and make sure you're ready to go for that. And then in terms of the poster presentation, all the same material as last quarter. Again, it'll be a CBT-focused theory that we cover from this quarter. That'll again be due Monday midnight of week 10. You'll bring the copies, and we'll go through, and then we'll have the poster party. And so that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. So I'm looking forward to engaging in that assignment again with you. Same rubrics, same everything else. All policies are the same. In the course outline, I went ahead and highlighted the weeks where you have online assignments. And of course, keep a copy of this so that you are ready in case you have any questions by licensure boards when you go ahead and apply for the LPC or whichever credential you're seeking for the future. So keep this handy, and I look forward to seeing you week 2. Again, week 1 will just be this review video of the syllabus, and please watch the video on integrating counseling theory. I apologize for not being here this first week. I have a wonderful opportunity to attend a teaching conference at Westchester University. They have a big focus this year on multicultural appropriate approaches to teaching, which is my love, and so I must attend, and I am grateful for your kindness in working with me this week 1. But again, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to email me or Jacelyn, and I am here for you. So please be kind to yourself, and here's to another wonderful quarter. I look forward to working with you.